Hey, it's Shantanu. If you work with data and you're exploring AI, there's a highly likely chance that you must be overwhelmed. Not your fault at all, right? There are hundreds of AI tools launching every week, and it's very common to get confused about this. In this video, I'll only tell you three tools, right? These three tools, if you learn, you will be above the 95% of the total batch, right? These are the tools which I actually use in production, and I build AI systems on them. This is what we use on daily basis, and that's what coming from experience. So, not to wait further, let's jump in and try to understand what all three tools are. So, tool number one, Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini. It's completely up to you. In this example, I'll show you how we can use ChatGPT. Now, I'm sure everyone must be using it. I'll just show you how I use it on my daily work life, how it has helped, and possibly you can also use it in the same way or possibly in a better way. So let's start with the first phase, which is the code review. This is my Python code. I'll paste my Python code and I'll ask ChatGPT to review this ETL script and ask them very simple question: what could break in production, right? This is, if you can see, this is the actual sample script which I have wrote. This, what it does is simply is a customer data processing. So it calculates the LTV by cleaning the customer IDs, by cleaning some names, the email IDs, replacing it, all the code that is there. Okay. What I do, I'll take this code and then paste it on GPT, and I'll ask it to review the production issues that can come up, and just wait and watch what happens. Look at this, right? It catches edges that I completely missed. It suggests better error handling. It points out data quality issues. It even recommends performance improvements, right? This saves me hours of debugging, hours. And similarly, I can use it for multiple other use cases. If suppose I have to optimize any SQL code, I can do that, right? If there are many inefficient code that has been written, suppose I can copy paste that code and just simply go to ChatGPT or Claude or whatever tool you want to use, LLM you want to use, just copy paste and ask them to make it faster. It will do that. I mean, it will write much better query than you can also write, a human can also write, but possibly in much shorter time. Third most important thing that I use in my daily work is, let's suppose you have to document everything, right? So what I'll do, I'll put a messy code. Every company, every person carries some legacy codes, and you know how tough it is to read. So what you can do is just pick up that messy code, put it in GPT, put it in or Claude, whatever you are using, and just say, "This write document for this function." In 30 seconds, it will properly write all the document, everything what each line does, whatever it is, and it would be reusable. Possibly it will modify it also in a better way, right? it it knows all language, whether you're working Java, Python, Rust, whatever it is. It will identify the language of the code, it will write the documentation, it will correct the code, and it knows, I mean, that's that's just brilliant. That's tool one. Now we'll move to the other tool, which is extremely critical if you want to learn AI as a data person, right? Uh, that is the tool number two is vector database. Now I am using Pinecone here, but you can also use Weaviate or Quadrant work also. Now, before we move forward, let's understand what is a vector database, right? Of it like this, it's a traditional database stores exact text and finds exact matches, right? When you have to use it, let's suppose if you're joining something, it says a dot column name should be equal to b dot column of that different table, right? So exact matches. Now, a vector database simply stores the meaning and finds similar concepts, right? Here's an example. Let me show you by example. So if I search for customer churn in a regular database, it finds document with those text exact words, customer churn, right? It will not find anything else. But if I search customer churn in a vector database, It will find customer churn and user retention issues and subscription cancellations and possibly why customer leave, right? Because it understands they all mean similar things. Okay. Uh, Now let's move to the Pinecone website. Why do data people need this, right? That's the one question. Now you have meeting notes, project reports, everything, right? Instead of searching by keyword, you can search it by meaning, right? Now what I'm presenting is a real example. So let's assume if our team asks, uh, how did we calculate LTV last quarter, right? Now what will vector database do? It will source tens and thousands of documents and pull the exact analysis. Even they didn't use the word LTV, it found the word customer lifetime value, CLV formula, repeat purchase model, and all the related concepts. The vector database will do it on their own. And this is the foundation of every RAG system. Extremely important concept. I'll explain it in a different video, but just to so that you have some idea, that's where it's the foundation of RAG. Now, if you're building any AI that needs reference for a company's knowledge, you need a vector database, as simple as that. So that's the tool number 2. Now we'll move to a tool number 3, which is very important if you want to move forward. It's the framework, right? This is LangChain. Tool number 3, LangChain. Now this is the framework for building AI applications. Think of it as a toolkit that connects everything. So your vector database, your LLM, your data source, your business logic, it connects everything. That's where LangChain comes into picture, all in one place. Uh, Let me show why this matters, right? Now, without LangChain, building a rack system might take 200 lines of code. I don't know, more than that. With LangChain, possibly 10 lines. Look at this. What this code is doing? It's importing the components. It's connecting to my Pinecone database, vector database where all my documents are there. It's creating a Q&A system that combines Pinecone and Claude, Anthropic Claude, right? And it can ask any question about my data. That's it. It's very simple. Now this system automatically finds the relevant documents and sends them to Claude and gives me an answer in seconds. Now this is what we use for our analytics documentation. Now anyone in the team can go and ask question, how did we calculate LTV? We'll get an instant accurate answer pulled out from actual docs. No more searching through 50 conference pages, nothing like that. That's how simple it is. And you can go through all the courses in LangChain. There's LangChain Academy, which I've shown. You can find all the courses. It will be really helpful. Go through them and you'll thank me later. And why it matters for data people, right? Why I'm telling you all this? You already know Python. LangChain is the Python with better tools. It's just Python with better tools, nothing else, nothing more than that. So it would be very easy for data people to read and possibly move forward much easier than others, right? And as I told you about the LangChain Academy, that's really brilliant, right? That's where I started. Video. I'm Shantanu Prakash. I have 12 years of experience in data field and I build AI systems on the production databases. So I know how tough or easy it is to build this tool considering the kind of data we have, right? If you are an analytics person exploring AI, if you want to learn AI, do subscribe to my channels. I am posting every week what's actually working. Next week, I'll come back with another video. Thank you everyone for joining us. Please do subscribe my channel. Thank you.